Here's how to choose the best studio microphone for recording professional vocals in a home studio setup that you want to upgrade. Now, first and foremost, the type of recording that you're doing will play a heavy role in you choosing which microphone is going to be best for your needs. So are you a vocalist? Are you an instrumentalist? Are you recording a guitar, drums, and different things like that? Different microphones serve different purposes for recording different things. For instance, if you're recording a voiceover, you're going to need a different microphone than if you were recording vocals, versus a different microphone that you would need for recording instruments. And this is because different microphones have different sound profiles, and these are things that you can't really test when you're in a store. So watching videos like this is definitely going to help you out a lot. We are all about showing on this channel, not technical crap. 42 kilohertz and megahertz and no, just tell me how it sounds. Show me. So to do this test, I recorded 6 different vocal parts. With all 3 microphones, I recorded 2 sections of this song. One was a singing section and one was a rapping section, just to see how the microphones would stand up in the 2 different types of vocals that we record. I have all the same vocal processing done to all my different vocals. You can see that I labeled the microphones here as well. Every single one of these has all the same type of processing. So we have the noise gate, the vocal writer, the WNS, NS1, CLA2E compressor, and CLA vocals, which is what I used to mix this song when I actually released it. And I wanted to do this so that you can get an understanding of not only how the microphones sound raw without any processing, but also how processing can bring out or embellish some of those strengths and weaknesses in the microphone. You can hear it even more so when you start to bring in compressors and different things like that. So here is going to be the original microphone that I used to record the vocal, the Austrian Audio OC16.
Tell me lately, how do you get by doing things that you could never do to see your name in lights? I felt like I was in a groove.
Now let's go ahead and listen to the next most expensive mic, the Neumann. We have the Neumann TLM103. Now, Neumann is one of the most popular microphone companies out there in the industry because they make some really high quality microphones. This thing is going to be good for recording vocals of all kind. It's important to note that this is quite a big jump from the Bluebird. So this is, again, $300. We're going all the way up to $1,200. So almost $1,000 difference. But I do this because you're not going to see a big jump in the build quality or the sound quality from a $300 mic to a $500 mic. So I'm under the impression and the personal belief that when I upgrade this microphone, I'm going to want to get something that's in the sub $2,000 range anyway.
Tell me lately, how do you get by? Tell me lately, how do you get by?
Already we're getting more clarity in the vocal because it's not that the OC16 is a bad microphone, but it's just not as clear and crispy as the Neumann. Next up, we have the Telefunken TF39, which captures a warm, rich sound. Now this microphone, it feels so good to hold. It's got a little bit of heft to it, a little bit of heaviness, but it's not as heavy as another microphone on this list. Unlike the Neumann TLM103, this microphone is not so friendly with travel because it's got a big, huge, giant box that comes with it that you have to hook up and plug into. Actually, this is not travel friendly at all because you have to plug it into a wall. The Teletronics TF39 comes with this box right here that lets you change the polar patterns of your microphone, as well as the fact that it has a weird connector, I guess, to do this. So not only does it have an XLR, but it also has this weird 7-prong XLR next to it. I don't think I can keep this microphone because it's too much stuff. Let's listen to the difference now between the Neumann and the Telefunken.
Tell me lately, how do you get by doing things that you could never do to see your name in lights? Tell me lately, how do you get by doing things that you could never do to see your name in lights?
Now, vocal range and tone is another thing to consider because let's say that you're a really deep voiced bass singer, right? And you're trying to look for a microphone to buy for you to start recording your vocals. If you're recording a podcast or something that's narrative and you're doing like a voiceover, then maybe a Shure SM7B is going to be favorable to you because that accentuates the bass in your voice. However, if you're trying to record vocals in a song, this may not be the best option because your voice is already bassy and you're getting a microphone that is accentuating that, meaning when you go to mix the song down, you're gonna have to take down that bass anyway. So why not buy a microphone that more so favors the mid and high range that has a more crispier sound? By the way, there is gonna be links in the description for you to purchase any of these microphones if you're indeed serious about trying to upgrade your mic. Those links in the description are affiliate links and they will help me. It's not gonna be a huge kickback, but it is something. Now, the most expensive microphone on this list is the one that I also consider the most beautiful, and you've been looking at it the whole time. It is the Soyuz 017 FET. The reason I don't have it in my hands is because this microphone is super heavy. I couldn't put it on my boom arm. I couldn't put it on this arm. I had to go dig in my closet and find this old broke down mic stand that it could, you know, stand on and not tip over, even though it still tipped over. So while this microphone doesn't have to be plugged into a wall for you to make it work, it just does XLR, it's still not gonna be travel friendly because this is a heavy AF microphone. It sure looks good though. The cool thing about this microphone that's different from the others is it's a condenser microphone that captures a nice vintage and warm sound. So it's not just capturing clear, crisp audio. It's not just capturing, you know, some lower end and all that. It's got a vintage twist to it, which I'm really intrigued by. Oh, it's just so beautiful to look at. Come here, baby.
Tell me lately, how do you get by doing things that you could never do to see your name in lights?
So I want to hear how these sound with the plugins applied.
Was I hallucinating? All the memories of pain is excruciating. Do I really need the fame or was it just a face? So everybody knew my name. If I'm going down in flames, set the blade. Am I hallucinating? All the memories and pain is excruciating. Do I really need the fame or was it just a face? So everybody knew my name. If I'm going down in flames, set the blaze. Yeah. Was I hallucinating? All the memories and pain is excruciating. Do I really need the fame or was it just a face? So everybody knew my name. If I'm going and down in flames, set the blaze. Yeah, was I hallucinating? All the memories and pain is excruciating. Do I really need the fame or was it just a face? So everybody knew my name. If I'm going down in flames, set the blaze.
Because microphones cost money, budget is always going to be a factor in choosing the best microphone for your needs. The best microphone, by the way, is the one that you can afford. So don't go out looking for $3,000 microphones if you know you have $100 to your name. And I know it can be tempting because you want the best of the best. You want to compete with the people out there in the industry, but sometimes a cheaper microphone, much like this one right here, I think this is like a $300 microphone from Blue. As much as I wanted to buy the more expensive microphones when I got this one, I know that this served its purpose very well for me because it was inexpensive and I was able to record at least 8 albums with this thing. But the whole point of this video is actually not to talk about budget microphones to begin with. This is about upgrading your microphone from a budget to something that is the next step up and what you should consider and why. So if you've got a really cheap microphone like the Blue Yeti or the AT2020 or something like that, and you're looking to upgrade a microphone, but you don't have too much money to spend, then I would say go for something like the Bluebird SL. But if you already have something like this that is within that range and the audio quality is the same quality as this, it's not too good, then when you set out to upgrade, I can personally say the Neumann TLM103 is probably one of the best values that you're gonna get because you're getting that professional quality, that crisp sound, that nice travel-friendly microphone that's all bundled up into one little package, but it's not gonna break the bank, at least not as much as my beauty here. I hope this video gave you some helpful information at least, and if it did, please leave a like. Again, there are affiliate links in the description that's gonna have information on all these different mics that I talked about today. But before you go, if you're interested in another microphone video I recently did, here's a video where I'm reviewing the Austrian Audio OC16 microphone that I used to record my newest song, The Work. It is a pretty dope mic. It's also a really dope video and kind of funny sometimes. So just give it a click. I'll wait. I'll do this until you click it. All right. Stay legendary.
Click it. Bob it. Just pull it.